What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of WFTCAST. It is a second straight win for Washington, and oh my, the first time Washington has ever had a winning streak since the 4-game win streak that Alex Smith led us last season. And it was around this time too, so I'll get into what I think this second half is going to look like now for the Washington football team. Like I said, it's a huge win, and also coming into the game, everyone was talking about Cam Newton. Cam Newton's return. Cam Newton, he's going to put up 400 yards. He's going to play like how he did in 2015. But Heinicke, he did not get caught up in that. He had a game himself. Newton, he milked every minute of his entrance and of all the news talking about him. Heinicke, he knew what he had to do, and he did it. 16 of 22, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions with a quarterback rating of 92.5, which is 30 more than Cam Newton. So that's also a big note there. Heinicke also had 6 carries for 29 yards. He's still running the ball, still scrambling, using his athleticism to make plays. And after Cam put up an opening drive touchdown, which got this Bank of America Stadium fans just hyped up and loud, Heinicke, it disturbed him at first for sure, 3-and-out on the first opening drive for Washington. And then, of course, the Antonio Gibson fumble, which you don't really like to see Antonio Gibson fumbling in the red zone on the next possession. Gibson, he did not play in the second quarter and was taken out for pretty much the entire first half after fumbling. And this really let carries for McKissick and Patterson. Gibson, he did turn things around in the third quarter, though, which helped lead a third-quarter touchdown drive for Washington. Gibson finished with 19 carries and 95 yards. McKissick had 7 carries for 46 yards, and Patterson 7 carries for 23 yards. Like I said, McKissick and Patterson really got all their carries in that second quarter, where the coaching staff benched Gibson after he fumbled, which this is starting to turn into a pattern for Gibson, so he really needs to get rid of this fumbleitis, because later on down the stretch when we get to those divisional games, fumbling and losing a big, crucial drive could be the difference between playoffs and not for Washington. And Heinicke, he got things going in the second quarter while Gibson was out. He had 2 touchdowns, both of them being perfect passes, one to Cam Sims and one to Terry McLaurin. Speaking of McLaurin, he had a day for himself too. 5 receptions, 103 yards, and a touchdown. This is his 4th 100-yard game of the season. All of last season, he only had 3 100-yard games. So McLaurin improving a lot. And we have McLaurin locked up for the next few seasons as well, which is really good because he's turning into a stud. Heinicke didn't really throw much because the Carolina defense is one of the best-ranked passing defenses in the league. But their strength is not in their rushing defense. And so that's exactly what Washington did. A total of 190 rushing yards in this game. They really took advantage of Panthers' defensive line, which has gone through a lot of injuries so far this season. And besides that one fumble to start the game, the Washington offense was playing flawlessly. The defense, though, was pretty quiet, but they got the job done. The pass rush only got to Cam once with only 1 sack, and I believe that was also in the fourth quarter, the game sealer. Although the secondary has definitely improved, they have made it so that the quarterbacks like Cam and Tom the past 2 weeks, they've had to throw more to the underneath routes, onto short routes, rather than throwing it deep or throwing it over the middle, like what happened a lot of the time to them at the beginning of the season. DJ Moore, Carolina's top pass receiver, 5 catches, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Not the biggest game from him. McCaffrey, on the other hand, did it all for Carolina. He had 59 rushing yards, 60 receiving yards, and a touchdown. This makes him the leader in both categories for Carolina. And for both sides, no interceptions, although there was a few fumbles, I believe 4 in total, although only 1 was lost, and that was that Antonio Gibson fumble at the beginning of the game. For Washington, this is their second straight win. Next week, they are going back home to FedEx Field to play on Monday Night Football against the Seattle Seahawks, which the Seahawks just lost to Colt McCoy and the Arizona Cardinals, which this should be another win for Washington. I really see them winning this game and going on a 3-game win streak. Afterwards, we will play the Raiders before going into 5 straight games against divisional opponents to finish off the season. I do see us beating the Seahawks And I do think also we can beat the Las Vegas Raiders, but those division games will definitely come at us fast, and they will definitely be much needed wins, probably more so than this Seahawks game and this Raiders game. This also shows that Washington is a second half of the season team. Around this time of year last year, Washington was 2-7, and then Alex Smith helped lead the team to a 4-game win streak, making them 6-7 and having full control of the NFC East. After the bye last year, Washington lost 2 straight games, but then went on to win 5 of their next 7 to finish the season, which put them into the playoffs. Let's hope Washington can continue this winning streak against the Seahawks and the Raiders. Those will be 2 huge wins. It will put us at 500 if we win both of those. Heading into 5 straight divisional games, we got Cowboys, Eagles, Giants to finish off the season. All of those we need to win. Ron Rivera said we are looking at a wild card spot, but with all those divisional games at the end of the season, we can definitely win the division still, but we do need some help from the Cowboys losing. And I think with the Eagles and Giants, as long as we beat them in those divisional games, then I think we will win the division. But the Cowboys, again, have to lose. Thank you guys for watching another episode of WFTCAST. This one was definitely a fun one to make. 2 straight wins for Washington. Let's keep it going next week against the Seahawks. See you guys in the next one. Peace.